apparently Trump's supposed to be arrested here. And some of y'all are probably thinking, well, it's due to war crimes or hush money, etc., or something from what others plus heavily left-leaning news media corporations like CNN, etc. have been saying. Yada, yada, yada. Well, we're actually going to take a middleman perspective here, and even if it is true, what about the previous two presidents prior to Trump and the one currently in office? They've done some pretty terrible things too. They're not in jail, yet they've been a part of some really fucked up events. But they're not sitting in jail or facing arrest charges. Why is that? We're gonna crack this whole thing open and talk about big hypocrisy plus the lack of efficacy in politics leading up to this. But before we go on and get into this some more though, cue intro. Alright, so we'll just go back to the beginning where all this started. First off, Trump was letting people know that he was probably going to get arrested. It was supposed to be this day, then it was supposed to be 2 days later, and now I don't really think he knows what's going on himself entirely. So what all on earth could it be for? A Trump spokesperson clarified the former president's team has been given no notification of an impending arrest besides illegal leaks. Well, if that's what it's for, technically speaking, Trump's not the first president to illegally leak files, or from what we were told, he was stowing away files from his presidency in one of his homes when it was being searched. Or could this have something to do with the whole story of January 6th? The grand jury's proceedings were called off on Wednesday, the 22nd of March, likely delaying any eventual indictment. After hearing from all witnesses, the jury could then vote on whether or not to indict Trump. So they're trying to indict him. How about all the other fucking presidents who did shitty war crimes during their presidency, like bombing people, innocent civilians? And those were during the Wars for Freedom. And again, kind of like good old Grandpa Bush or the charismatic Obama in the Middle East bombing of innocent civilians. They're trying to indict him. So, I mean, I can't say I'd be entirely shocked if he does, given the fact of the matter really that many career politicians or people of his stature and wealth often tend to do a decent amount of fucked up or corrupt things, as our human history has showed us. The grand jury in Manhattan has been hearing from witnesses, including former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen, who says he orchestrated payments to the women to silence them about sexual encounters they said they had with Mr. Trump a decade earlier. Mr. Cohen claimed Mr. Trump directed him to make the payments worth $280,000 to Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal, something the former president denies. So he paid hush money to potentially conceal an affair from over a decade ago. It wouldn't come as a shock to me if he did, given the fact of the matter, the things that he has said on television sometimes, and that's the unedited versions I've seen just from live television. While we still do not know the specific state charges in the anticipated indictment, the most discussed would fall under Section 175 for falsifying business records. Based on the claim that Trump used legal expenses to conceal the alleged hush payments that were supposedly used to violate federal election laws. While some legal experts have insisted such concealment is clearly a criminal matter that must be charged, they were conspicuously silent when Hillary Clinton faced a non-dissimilar campaign finance allegation. So there we have it. It's a bit funny though, isn't it? I don't remember hearing anything about that at all when it happened. She's one of them there Democrats too, and a wealthy one at that. Wonder why the mainstream media didn't say anything about that one. Last year, the Federal Election Commission fined the Clinton campaign for funding the Steele dossier as a legal expense. The campaign had previously denied denied funding the dossier, which was used to push false Russia collusion claims against Trump in 2016, and it buried the funding in the campaign's legal budget. Yet there was no hue and cry for this type of prosecution in Washington or New York. So they were found guilty of this. But why weren't those at the center of this whole Trump prosecution trying to, indict and prosecute Trump, a Republican, pushing for all that stuff going on with Hillary, a career political Democrat? Seems a bit biased now, doesn't it? Oh, Hillary's a woman. She's too innocent for that. She was almost the first female president, too, so she could never do that. Now, people that say shit like that know nothing about the corruption and the really messed up things the Clintons have done. Could they maybe be linked to that whole Epstein guy? Not like a big victim of that whole fucking issue left any sort of subtle hints in a painting or anything at all. All they did with Hillary was give her a little fine, a slap on the wrist, essentially. If you knew of her and her corruption, you would understand why so many people did not want her, of all people, to be the first female president. Now, it doesn't really seem like the people persecuting Trump like him very much. Now, mind you, that could be for several reasons. But from what I've gathered, it's not really that, but it's more so the fact of the matter that he doesn't serve their agenda. Hence why these other people just get a slap on the fucking wrist. Meanwhile, he's actually being persecuted and tried in court for it to maybe go to jail. Being the first to be charged actually for war crimes, which, again, the previous presidents didn't even know it was painfully obvious that they did. However, it would seem like Hillary, a career Democrat, did, which shows what, fam? Bias and corruption, which means those people persecuting are not impartial and shouldn't be in positions of authority or power like they are. Trump is seemingly an enemy of centralized power. He doesn't really seem to stand for that. A Section 175 charge would normally be a misdemeanor. The only way to convert it into a Class E felony requires a showing that the intent to defraud includes an intent to commit another crime or to aid or conceal the commission thereof. That other crime would appear to be the federal election violations, which the Justice Department previously declined to charge. The damage to the legal system is immense whenever political pressure overwhelms prosecutorial judgment. The criminal justice system can be a terrible weapon when used for political purposes, an all too familiar spectacle in countries where political foes can be targeted by the party in power. None of this means Trump is blameless or should not be charged in other cases. However, we seem to be on the verge of watching a prosecution by plebiscite in this case. All this person is trying to do or say is how biased this whole fucking thing is. Not necessarily that the indictment shouldn't happen. One thing that I've noticed since my spiritual awakening and becoming more of an independent on the political scale or spectrum compared to being a full-on Democrat before is that ever since Trump tried taking office and was in there, plus after, he seems to have been a target / enemy for those who are trying to centralize power. And not just anyone, those at the top. Now, I find this whole situation pretty peculiar because Trump, as many of you guys would know if you paid attention or done research, etc., isn't a career politician nor a career Republican. Unlike Bush, for instance, who's done quite a few fucked up things, or actually quite a bit of messed up things, and is praised as this sort of patriotic grandfather-like figure now. Now, I prefer not to really have any of these career politicians in office or any positions of power, really, especially the older ones. They seem to be where a lot of this corruption stems from. Now, I'm not saying all of them are bad here, just like I would with anything else, because it's not really logical. This is my observation that I have made since I started taking an interest in this stuff when I was a preteen or even a little bit younger and just getting interested in politics more. But think of it this way, basically what happens when old people want to keep their wealth for the next few generations? They proceed to spread it so that way it stays there, kind of keeping it there and like breeding it for generations to come. That sense of old money, which is the case here. It's people from forever ago with old money trying to keep that fucking money and not losing their lavish, extravagant, eccentric lifestyles while everybody else suffers. There's a pretty big lack of morality / true efficacy in the world of politics and in big business in today's modern society. But half of the time, if you point this and the corruption out, then you're just branded a conspiracy theorist. Wait, hasn't that what people have been saying the word has been used for since being coined by the CIA / FBI right after JFK's death? Shit, you're kind of right, bro. Then on a side note, we kind of have something a little similar going on with Putin's trial too. Here's something a little interesting. That whole friendly game of let's rage yet another innocent civilian killing war that's going on between Russia and Ukraine / NATO? The Pentagon is helping to shield Russia from International Criminal Court accountability for its atrocities in Ukraine, fearing such a reckoning could set a precedent allowing the tribunal to prosecute U.S. war crimes, a report published Wednesday revealed. That's a pretty interesting conflict of interest, isn't it? Really ironic considering the fact we're in the middle of a proxy war with Russia currently, right? Oh wait, it gets even better. According to the New York Times, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin III and other Pentagon brass are blocking the Biden administration from sharing evidence of Russian war crimes in Ukraine gathered by U.S. intelligence agencies with the International Criminal Court over the objections of officials in those agencies as well as in the state and justice departments. Neither Russia, the United States, nor Ukraine are party to the Rome Statute, the treaty governing the ICC. However, according to current and former officials briefed on the matter who were interviewed by the Times, Austin and others are wary of the Hague Tribunal targeting the crimes of countries outside of its jurisdiction. Documented and alleged war crimes committed by Russian forces and contractors in Ukraine include, but are not limited to, massacres and other murders of civilians and soldiers, indiscriminate attacks on densely populated areas, attacking critical civilian infrastructure, bombing hospitals and shelters, torture, and stealing children. Well, it kind of means that if they want to present said evidence in this seemingly impartial tribunal, they'd probably have to admit to their own war crimes themselves and the other atrocities they committed. Oh. American troops and contractors have perpetrated each of those war crimes in U.S. attacks, invasions, occupations, and peacekeeping operations in the years since the ICC was established in 1998. Yeah, peacekeeping. The U.S. did these in Vietnam, Afghanistan, during Bush/Obama's time in office where they bombed innocent civilians with drone strikes, etc. More recent U.S. military campaigns in Afghanistan and Iraq and drone campaigns in Pakistan and elsewhere also killed civilians, routinely, steadily, and coldly. And Washington's first reaction always was and is denial, as after the deadly Kabul drone strike in 2021 that killed 10, including 7 children. Indeed, the Biden administration might want to think carefully before carelessly charging Putin with war crimes, for by that standard, more than a few allied leaders should find themselves in the dock. Good old Joe can't be bad. He's just a sweet old man who likes intimately sniffing little kids' hair. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Any war crimes trial should start with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and United Arab Emirates Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed. They initiated a brutal war of aggression against Yemen in which upwards of 400,000 civilians have died. The principal accomplices, always knowledgeable and sometimes enthusiastic of the royal killers, were Presidents Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. Obama was our first black president, so he's obviously a good guy. Just by default, whose administrations serviced the U.S. provided warplanes, supplied munitions used to bomb weddings, funerals, school buses, and other civilian targets, gave intelligence used for targeting, and for a time refueled Saudi and Emirati aircraft. U.S. officials could not claim to be surprised at their culpability. The State Department warned that they could be held responsible for war crimes. Do it! Well, shoot. I guess they've all had their fair share in these war crimes, whether they're Republican or Democrats. Go on, put it on, you loony bin conspiracy theorist. It doesn't matter what political side these fucking career politicians are on, they've all done their fair share of really fucked up things and committed serious atrocities. They try to make it seem so black and white currently, like just Putin and Trump bad, Joe Biden good. But that's gonna be it for us today, my dudes. I hope you guys did enjoy. As usual, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me whenever you guys do this. Also helps us to get further up in the algorithm to let others know of this stuff that's going on. Purely unfiltered, raw, and just straight to the truth. The more we get this stuff out there and share this, the more likely it is for there to be actual significant good change, where this stuff is extremely less likely to happen. So make sure to share it with your friends and family, etc., and help them understand that it doesn't matter what political side they're on. They're all fucked up. The two-party systems failed. But what do you guys think? My adoring tribe members, new viewers, etc. Let me know how fucked up you guys think this is in the comment section down below. Do you think Trump should be charged with more serious crimes? And do you think the other fucked up political parties and politicians should get charged similarly to him? Let us know in the comment section down below. And if you guys did make it to the end of this video, go and leave the word bias in the comment section down below to let me know that you made it to the end and that you guys are part of the 100% club. Want a more interactive experience with us? Well then come join us live on our streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Central Time. We talk about stuff like this, play some Pokemon Unite, other games, talk on conspiracies with factual basis, share good quality time together, and, you know, just chill out and vibe. We'd love to have more people in there chatting up and, you know, enhancing the experience to be even better than it already is. The more the merrier. Also, feel free to check out our Discord tribe, where we do movie/movie night every other Friday. Watch things like anime, cartoons, movies/cartoon movies, TV shows, documentaries on stuff like this, conspiracies, and like actual investigations, and, you know, just having a good quality time. We also talk about some dark humor, memes, life in general, spiritual/philosophical things, as well as just, you know, having a sense of community. But nonetheless, though, my dudes, I do appreciate every single one of you here, and thank you to all 125 now badass motherfuckers of this YouTube tribe. I thank you guys and much love to you. I hope that we continue to embark on this journey together and create an even better world together. As usual, though, until next time, please don't forget to live long and prosper, take care and peace, keep it 1,000,000% real, and remember, fuck the system. I'll see you guys on the flip side.